The galaxy had long forgotten humanity. For thousands of years, humans were nothing more than myths, tales whispered by alien scholars about a species that once ruled, fought, and vanished. Entire empires argued over the ruins left behind by humans, trying to claim what was theirs. Yet no one suspected that humanity had never truly disappeared. They had only hidden. Far away, in the Lethera sector, a small expedition ship floated silently among the shattered moons of a forgotten star system. Commander Lara Sol of the Xelthari Dominion led her crew as they scanned the remnants of an ancient human base. The walls were smooth, metallic, and unlike anything the Xelthari had ever built. Strange markings lined the corridors, and every device seemed built for hands with 5 fingers, something the aliens did not have. This place, it feels alive, Lara Sol said, her voice a whisper. Her crew did not answer, too focused on scanning and recording. Every step they took echoed through the empty halls. The air was recycled and perfect, as if the humans had left it waiting for someone. As they approached the central chamber, a low hum began to vibrate through the floor. The humans' machines were starting up after centuries of silence. The hum grew louder, and suddenly a light ignited in the center of the room, a beacon. It projected a message in thousands of languages across the galaxy. A signal so old yet alive, somewhere beyond the known regions. Deep within a hidden nebula, the beacon reached its destination. Cryobays opened. Lights flashed. Systems rebooted. Humanity stirred. Commander Elias Ward opened his eyes for the first time in 1,000 years. His body felt strange yet alive. His mind sharp and focused. Around him, millions of humans were awakening, stretching, blinking against the soft light of the cryo chambers. Nova Haven, humanity's secret homeworld, had long been shielded from the galaxy's eyes, hidden beneath layers of energy fields and automated defenses. For centuries, humans had slept, recovered, and prepared. Elias stepped out of his chamber. The corridors were silent, but every wall, every panel, whispered history. Humans had not vanished. They had planned. They had waited for the right moment, and now that moment had arrived. Commander Ward, a voice called. It was soft, metallic, yet familiar. A holographic assistant materialized in front of him. All systems are online. Cryo recovery protocol is complete. You are authorized to proceed with awakening the Human Council. The Mangers in Wine, Cryo Recovery Protocol. 5 Libranxes. All systems are online, Elias nodded. Memories returning like waves. Humanity had fought its last war poorly. The enemies were too strong. Technology had failed in parts. But not all. Their survival depended on patience. They had vanished to save themselves. Now, the galaxy thought humans were gone, but humans were not gone. They were watching, waiting, and ready. Hours later, in the council chamber, Elias met the leaders of humanity, scientists, strategists, and war heroes from before the Great War. They had aged in suspended time, yet their minds were sharper than ever. The galaxy has forgotten us, Elias said. They argue over ruins, fight among themselves, and yet none know the truth. We are alive. We are here. One of the council members, Dr. Kalen, an older man with white hair and eyes like polished steel, leaned forward. We expected this day, he said. The beacon was activated. The galaxy will notice soon. Our agents report that aliens are already scanning the ruins, looking for answers. They do not yet know that we are the answer. Elias's mind raced. We must move carefully. If the wrong species discovers us too soon, they may try to destroy us, or worse, enslave us. Dr. Kalen shook his head. Let them search. Let them wonder. Let them fear. When we finally reveal ourselves, we will not be victims. We will be the masters of our destiny. The Council had planned humanity's return in ways that even the largest empires could not predict. Ships had been built silently, powered by engines that bent gravity. Soldiers trained in zero-gravity simulations, preparing for strategies no other species could imagine. The humans of Nova Haven were stronger, smarter, and more unified than any alien empire had ever seen. Far away, on the edge of the Lathira sector, Larasol's expedition finished scanning the ruins. They were excited, curious, and slightly uneasy. They had activated the beacon without understanding its purpose. "Commander, look at this," said Terran, a young Zelthari engineer. On a panel, old human schematics appeared. The designs were centuries ahead of anything their species had: gravity drives, energy shields, and devices that manipulated space itself. Larasol frowned. These humans. They were incredible. And gone. Just gone. Did they vanish? Or did something happen to them? The beacon pulsed again, sending a faint energy ripple across space. Larasol did not feel the full force of it, but something deep inside told her that humans were not gone. Something told her that the myths, the stories, the legends of a species that could conquer stars, were true. Meanwhile, Elias oversaw the deployment of humans across Nova Haven's cities. Massive construction yards, hidden for centuries, were now fully operational. Young humans, educated in virtual reality, were learning the skills of engineers, pilots, and tacticians faster than any alien species could. "The galaxy believes we are weak," Elias said to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Mara Solon. "Let them believe. Let them fight over scraps. When the time comes, we will rise, and they will regret ever forgetting us." Mara nodded. "The galaxy does not know who they are dealing with. They think the humans of the past were fragile, mortal, limited. They do not know what we have become." That night, Elias walked outside. The twin moons of Nova Haven shone against the black sky. He could see the hidden cities glowing softly below. Humanity had survived every disaster, every war, every betrayal. They had endured because they had chosen patience over recklessness, strategy over emotion, and knowledge over fear. In the distance, across light years of space, alien scouts continued their search. Entire fleets argued over ancient ruins. They could not know that behind the shadows, humanity waited. They were alive, and soon, they would remind the galaxy why humans had once been feared and respected. The next morning, the council convened. They discussed the plan in detail. Humanity would remain hidden for now, but small missions would be sent to observe the galaxy. Refugees, traders, and scouts from alien empires would unknowingly become messengers of a truth they could not yet comprehend. Elias led the first mission himself. His ship, the Sentinel, was equipped with cloaking fields and gravity-bending engines. It moved silently through space, undetectable by even the most sensitive scanners. In the Zintra system, they encountered a group of alien refugees escaping a war between two rival factions. The refugees were terrified, exhausted, and desperate. They had no idea that humans were still alive. Elias made a decision. He could reveal humanity, or he could help without exposing their location. He chose the latter. Using the Sentinel's advanced technology, he diverted an asteroid field to block pursuing enemy ships, saving the refugees. The aliens were amazed. Who saved us?" one of them asked, gasping for breath. Elias smiled behind the mask of his helmet. "We are just friends." He left. Before they could ask more questions, word began to spread quietly. In hushed whispers, stories emerged of a mysterious species helping the helpless. Alien empires were puzzled. What power could exist that no one had seen? Who had the ability to move through space undetected, to save lives without leaving a trace? Back on Nova Haven, Elias reported to the council, "The galaxy is beginning to notice. Our intervention is small, but it is enough to remind them that not all is as it seems." Dr. Kalen nodded. "This is only the beginning. The beacon has awakened them. Soon, curiosity will turn into fear. When the galaxy realizes that humans are alive, they will wish they had never forgotten." Elias felt a thrill. Humanity had been silent for centuries, hidden from those who sought to destroy them. They had endured, evolved, and grown stronger than ever. The galaxy believed they were extinct, weak, and vulnerable. They were wrong. Humanity was alive, humanity was ready, and humanity would rise. The beacon continued to pulse in the Lathira sector. Ancient human technology, long dormant, began to hum with energy. The message was clear. We are here. We have returned. And we will not be forgotten again. The stars themselves seemed to shift as if acknowledging the return of a species that had once shaped the galaxy. Somewhere, far from Nova Haven, alien fleets scanned the ruins of the past, sensing a change they could not understand. Elias Ward stood on the balcony of Nova Haven's central tower. His eyes were fixed on the horizon, where the first ships of humanity's secret fleet would soon depart. A new era was about to begin. The galaxy had forgotten humanity, but the shadows had kept them safe, and in the darkness, humanity had grown stronger than any species could imagine. The story of the forgotten species was far from over. The rise of humanity had only just begun. Elias whispered to the wind, to the stars, and to the sleeping minds of every human in cryostasis. They will remember us. The galaxy will remember us. And we will rise from the shadows to claim our place among the stars. The hidden world of Nova Haven glowed softly under its twin moons. A secret sanctuary where humanity had rebuilt itself away from the eyes of the galaxy. The cities were vast, shimmering with light, yet carefully concealed beneath energy shields that made them invisible to passing alien fleets. Humanity had grown stronger in the shadows, evolving not only in strength, but in knowledge. Commander Elias Ward moved through the central city, observing the organized hum of human life. Engineers adjusted the flow of power through massive conduits. Scientists monitored distant star systems through advanced telescopes, and pilots trained in zero-gravity simulators that mimicked every challenge of space combat. Each citizen was part of a larger plan, a silent preparation for a day the galaxy could not yet imagine. The Lathira sector fleets are increasing their patrols, Lieutenant Mara Solon reported as she joined Elias in the council chamber. Her uniform was simple yet functional, equipped with tools and communication devices for any situation. They are searching for something or someone. Whatever it is, they sense it is close. Elias nodded, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of the holographic star map in front of him. Let them search, he said calmly. We are not ready to reveal ourselves. But every movement they make is being observed. Every fleet that passes, every scout ship, every signal. It all tells us what they know and what they fear. Dr. Kalen, sitting at the head of the council table, interjected. It is time to send more of our observers. The galaxy is unprepared, but we must gather information. Knowing our enemies before they know us is the key to survival and victory. Within hours, small human ships began leaving Nova Haven, slipping silently through the folds of space-time, using the advanced slipstream drives developed in secret for centuries. Each ship carried a team of elite observers, humans trained to blend in with alien species, to study without interference, and to help without revealing the true power of their race. Elias himself led the first mission. His ship, the Sentinel, moved like a shadow through the star systems of the outer sectors. They approached a war-torn system where two alien factions fought over control of a strategic asteroid field. Ships exploded in brilliant bursts of energy, leaving smoke trails and debris in orbit. The humans observed carefully. The refugees fleeing from the conflict were in need, and Elias made a quick decision. We will help, but we will not reveal ourselves, he told his team. The Sentinel's advanced technology allowed them to manipulate gravity and shield fields, subtly shifting asteroid trajectories and creating barriers that protected fleeing ships. The alien refugees looked up in awe as sudden, invisible forces seemed to shield them from destruction. Who saved us? One gasped. Barely believing what had happened, Elias allowed himself a small smile behind his visor. Friends, he said simply. The word was harmless, yet it carried the weight of a species the galaxy believed extinct. The humans returned to Nova Haven, reporting their findings to the Council. "The galaxy is still blind," Elias said. "They do not yet know we are alive, but they sense change. They feel something beyond their understanding, and fear is beginning to grow. That is the advantage we hold now." The Council discussed the next steps carefully. Humanity could no longer remain completely hidden. Observation missions would increase, but they would always be subtle. Every act of help, every intervention, would sow the seeds of reputation without revealing their full strength. Meanwhile, across distant sectors, rumors began to spread. Traders whispered of unseen hands guiding ships through danger, of ghostly saviors protecting the weak. Fleet commanders argued over what could possess such skill and knowledge. Many believed it was a hidden alien race, long lost to time. Few suspected the truth. On Nova Haven, Elias visited one of the massive training arenas. Young humans practiced with devices far beyond what any alien species possessed. Gravity simulators challenged their reflexes. Energy blasters tested their precision, and strategy programs sharpened their minds. Humanity was no longer vulnerable. It was prepared. Mara watched the recruits, a hint of pride in her eyes. "They do not know it yet," she said, "but these children will inherit the galaxy, and we are giving them every tool they need to do it." Elias placed a hand on her shoulder. "Patience," he said. "The galaxy will not give us a chance easily, but when the time comes, they will realize that humanity never left, they only waited. And that waiting has made us unstoppable." While the humans rebuilt their strength, alien powers remained distracted by their own rivalries. Entire empires fought over old ruins, claiming relics they did not understand. Humanity had left behind artifacts designed to mislead and confuse. Ancient ships and weapons were scattered across the galaxy, acting as decoys. None knew that the real humans were alive, stronger than ever. A few daring scouts from other species had begun exploring the ruins where humans had once lived. Commander Lara Sol, whose expedition had unknowingly activated the beacon, reported strange anomalies. Devices that should have been lifeless hummed faintly. Energy readings fluctuated, and some of the structures seemed aware. "We are not alone," Lara Sol said quietly to her officers. "There is something here that is hiding, waiting. I do not know what it is, but it is powerful." Back on Nova Haven, Elias monitored these developments. Every movement of the aliens, every fleet deployed, was recorded and analyzed. Humanity was invisible, yet omnipresent. Their strategy relied on patience and precision. By the time the galaxy realized humans were alive, it would be too late to oppose them. Weeks passed. The humans continued their silent interventions. Ships carrying supplies were subtly guided to peaceful planets. Civil conflicts were eased by invisible manipulations. Refugees were saved from certain death. And all the while, the legend of the ghostly saviors grew. In the council chamber, Elias spoke of the next phase. Observation alone will not be enough. We must begin influencing the galaxy in ways that prepare it for our eventual emergence. Not through war or fear, but through respect and reliance. They must learn that humans are a force they cannot ignore. Dr. Kalen nodded. "Agreed. We will continue to help discreetly. Every action builds our reputation. Every life we save is a seed for the future. And when we finally step into the light, the galaxy will have no choice but to recognize our power." The next mission took Elias and his team to a sector on the border of several warring empires. Refugees from a destroyed planet fled in makeshift vessels. Enemy fleets were closing in, expecting an easy victory. Elias's team activated the Sentinel's advanced systems. Gravity fields shifted asteroid belts to block pursuers, energy shields rendered refugee ships invisible, and drones neutralized enemy weapons without causing fatalities. The refugees were saved, and the attackers were left puzzled and frustrated. One of the refugees, a young alien named Jiri, asked Elias, "Who are you? Why help us?" Elias looked at him, keeping his expression neutral. "We are just friends. You are safe now. That is all that matters." Jiri's eyes widened. I have never seen anything like this. It is as if a god watches over us. Elias allowed himself a quiet smile. Perhaps, he said. Or perhaps, it is only what we choose to do. Returning to Nova Haven, Elias updated the council. They are beginning to notice patterns, he said. Rumors grow. Fear grows. Curiosity grows. This is the beginning of the chain. They still do not know we are alive, but every action brings us closer to the day they will see the truth. The council approved further missions, each designed to protect and observe without revealing the full power of humanity. Scientists developed cloaking technologies, new energy shields, and even methods to subtly influence alien communications. Every small intervention was a step toward a larger plan. Mara walked beside Elias as they watched simulations of alien fleets. Do you think they will ever suspect? She asked. Elias shook his head. Not yet. The galaxy is arrogant. They believe they are alone at the top. That arrogance is our advantage. We wait. We observe. And when the time comes, we act. Meanwhile, deep in a distant sector, rumors of the ghostly saviors reached the ears of Empire leaders. Fleet commanders debated endlessly, trying to find weaknesses that did not exist. Whispers of a lost species, more powerful than any had imagined, spread among spies and informants. On Nova Haven, Elias addressed the council once more. We will continue our silent rebuild. We will help where needed, observe where necessary, and prepare where possible. Humanity has endured before. Humanity will endure again. And when the galaxy finally meets us, they will understand why we were never gone. The night sky over Nova Haven was filled with stars, each one a reminder of the vast galaxy humanity had once lost and would soon reclaim. Elias stood on the balcony, looking at the distant points of light, imagining the humans who would one day pilot ships among them, lead civilizations, and shape the future. Humanity had been silent for centuries, unseen and underestimated. But patience had strengthened them. Knowledge had sharpened them. Unity had guided them. And now, the silent rebuild was almost complete. The galaxy believed humans were gone. The galaxy was wrong. And soon, the first glimmers of humanity's power would shine across the stars not through fear, but through precision, strength, and the quiet influence of a species that refused to be forgotten. Elias whispered, more to himself than anyone else. The galaxy will remember. They cannot escape it. Humanity is alive, and we are ready to rise. The galaxy was beginning to stir. Strange events rippled through the star systems. Fleets vanished without a trace. Refugee ships arrived mysteriously unharmed, and ghostly interference redirected entire battles. The myths of a lost human species were no longer whispers. They were growing questions, fears, and in some cases, obsession. On Nova Haven, Commander Elias Ward stood before a holographic star map. Red dots marked alien fleets, yellow indicated neutral systems, and green showed safe regions where humans could operate without interference. Across the map, streams of data moved like flowing rivers, tracing the movements of fleets, the origins of communications, and the faint signals of strange phenomena. They are closing in, Lieutenant Mara Solon said, pointing to a cluster of red dots moving through the outskirts of the Kythera Nebula. The Kaldrox Dominion is assembling a fleet near the border. They must suspect something. Our observers report unusual activity around the old human ruins. Right, Elias's jaw tightened. They do not know the truth. They only know there is something hidden. They fear shadows they cannot see. And fear is dangerous, it makes them reckless. That is our advantage. Dr. Kalin stepped forward, his hands folded behind his back. It is time to consider action beyond observation. The Kaldrox Dominion has begun capturing scouts from other systems. They are desperate for information about whatever is hidden. If they uncover the truth, they may attack us directly. Elias studied the map. We will not be reckless. But the time for subtlety is nearing its end. We must prepare. And we must show them in our own way, that humanity is not what they think it is. The first covert mission began with the Sentinel and a small fleet of advanced human ships. They slipped through space undetected, following alien scouts who had approached an abandoned human ruin. Sensors on the Sentinel detected unusual energy signatures. Devices that had been dormant for centuries were now partially active. "They are attempting to reactivate old technology," said Lieutenant Solon. "They must sense the presence of something, but they cannot see it." Elias nodded. "We will allow them to probe. Let them believe they are discovering the past. But if they try to take anything, we intervene subtly, without revealing our full strength." As the alien scouts approached, the humans activated remote systems in the ruins. Gravity fields shifted, corridors became impassable, and energy shields blocked access to critical areas. The aliens were confused and frustrated. "Commander," one scout said to its leader, "these ruins are alive. The defenses are automated. There is power here that we cannot understand." The leader growled. "Then capture it all. Bring it back to the Dominion." If these humans left such technology, they must have been formidable. Unknown to them, every move they made was recorded. Humanity watched through hidden sensors, studying their tactics, reactions, and fears. The humans were invisible, but omnipresent. Every error by the aliens became a lesson. Every aggressive action, a reason for preparation. Meanwhile, the Kaldrox Dominion began sending fleets to explore other abandoned human worlds. Entire sectors lit up with activity as spies, engineers, and soldiers tried to uncover the secrets of a species that should not exist. Reports of ghostly interference reached the Dominion Council, and fear began to take root. Back on Nova Haven, Elias met with the Human Council. "They are beginning to recognize the unknown," he said. "Fear is spreading. That fear will make them reckless. They will reveal their strengths and weaknesses without even realizing it." Dr. Kalen nodded. "We must act when the time is right. Patience has brought us this far. Precision will take us the rest of the way." The humans' next step involved direct observation in contested systems. Small teams infiltrated alien fleets, disguised as neutral observers. They studied fleet formations, weapon capabilities, and command structures, all without being detected. The humans learned more in a week than the largest alien empires had in decades. One evening, Elias received a priority alert. A Kaldrox scouting fleet had captured a group of refugees in the Zintra sector, refugees who had unknowingly been helped by human interventions. The Dominion demanded information, suspecting the existence of a hidden force. Elias turned to Mara. "We cannot allow them to interrogate these innocents. Prepare a recovery mission. Stealth is essential. Lethal force is not." Hours later, the humans struck. Using the Sentinel's advanced cloaking and gravity warp technology, they infiltrated the Dominion's fleet undetected. Enemy weapons bypassed them entirely. Unable to detect ships that phased partially through space itself, human soldiers rescued the refugees, leaving no trace of their presence. The Kaldrox leader, furious and confused, demanded answers. "Where are the humans? What power do they possess?" His advisors shook their heads. "We do not know. We see only shadows, whispers, and impossible events. They are beyond comprehension." Back on Nova Haven, Elias debriefed the team. "They are beginning to fear. That fear will push them into mistakes. The Kaldrox Dominion is powerful, but they are arrogant. They think they understand the galaxy. They do not understand us. That arrogance will be their undoing." The next week saw a series of subtle but decisive interventions. Human teams guided alien fleets away from collisions, protected vulnerable worlds, and subtly influenced diplomacy between warring factions. Every action left the galaxy with questions and rumors, but never answers. Humanity was beginning to write its legend, without ever appearing in the light. Mara approached Elias one evening in the observation tower. "Commander, they are sending fleets closer to our hidden systems. They are aggressive. What if they discover Nova Haven?" Elias shook his head calmly. They cannot find what they do not know exists. Our shields are unmatched. Our fleets are unseen. But the moment they attack in force, we will no longer hide. And when that moment comes, they will understand why humanity was feared in the first place. 2000 Pard. While humanity prepared for the future, other species struggled to make sense of the invisible interventions. Traders told stories of ghostly rescuers, fleets vanished and reappeared mysteriously, and entire planets seemed to benefit from unknown hands. Many tried to claim these miracles as their own doing, but evidence always suggested something or someone else. The Kaldrox Dominion, frustrated and desperate, began aggressive scouting missions. They captured more refugees, sent spies to human ruins, and tested every possible strategy. Every failure only deepened their fear. Elias monitored each of these operations, learning more with every report. The humans were patient and silent, yet fully in control of the information. They could strike at any time, but the advantage lay in waiting. The galaxy believed they were invisible, weak, and extinct. They were wrong. Humanity was alive, watching, and learning. One day, the council gathered for an urgent meeting. "We have reports," Dr. Kalen said, "that the Dominion has started to suspect the truth. They are aggressive and reckless. This may force our hand sooner than expected." Elias leaned forward, his hands resting on the table. "Then let them act. Let their arrogance drive them to overextend. We do not reveal our strength lightly. But when the moment comes, we will not hold back. Humanity does not fight as others fight. We plan, we adapt, and we endure. They will see what it means to underestimate us." The council nodded. Plans were made for contingencies, training intensified, and the hidden fleets were placed on high alert. Humanity had grown silent, invisible, and unstoppable. In the shadows of space, Elias led another observation mission. Alien fleets moved like ants across sectors, completely unaware of the forces studying them. Every mistake, every weakness, was recorded. The humans were patient, silent predators, watching the galaxy like it had never been watched before. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, whispers of the unseen humans spread. Rumors of a lost species, stronger than any empire, guided the actions of desperate commanders. Fearful reports reached the ears of leaders, who argued and blamed one another for failures. Unknown to them, every defeat was orchestrated by a species they believed extinct. Elias returned to Nova Haven after weeks in the field. He looked at the stars and spoke quietly to Mara. "They think they control the galaxy. They think we are gone. They are learning too late that shadows can move, and when the light finally shines, those shadows will become the storm." Mara smiled. "The galaxy has no idea what is coming." "No," Elias replied, his eyes on the distant stars. "And they will not until it is too late. Humanity was forgotten, yes, but we were never defeated. We hid, we grew, and now we are ready. They will remember us, and when they do, they will know why they feared us before." The council watched the reports come in. Alien fleets were being diverted subtly, refugees were saved without recognition, and the Kaldrox Dominion's frustration grew. Every day, humanity's silent interventions shaped the galaxy, creating a web of influence and protection that no species could see, let alone resist. The stars over Nova Haven reflected the quiet determination of a species that had endured every challenge. Humanity had been forgotten, but in the shadows, it had grown stronger than any empire, smarter than any council, and more united than any fleet. Elias turned to the council one final time that evening. "We are no longer the ghosts of history. The time is coming when the galaxy will know that humans are alive, and when they know, they will understand that the shadows they feared were us all along." The stars of the outer sector glimmered, calm and silent, as if waiting for something to change. But the calm was an illusion. Far beyond the known galaxy, alien fleets were stirring, scanning, and preparing to strike at the shadows they barely understood. The Kaldrox Dominion had assembled its largest armada, determined to uncover the source of the mysterious interventions that had frustrated them for months. They believed they could control the unknown, but they were about to discover the full truth. On Nova Haven, Commander Elias Ward stood before the Human Council, his gaze fixed on the holographic display of the approaching fleet. Thousands of ships, bristling with weapons, moved in tight formations across the map. The Dominion thought they were marching toward weakness, but they were about to walk into precision, strategy, and power beyond imagination. "The time has come," Elias said. "We have observed, prepared, and strengthened. Humanity has been silent for centuries. The galaxy has forgotten us, but not for long. Now, we step into the light. We will not fight to destroy, but to remind the galaxy that we exist, that we endure, and that we are ready." Dr. Kalin nodded. "All systems are ready. Fleets are positioned, shields are active, and slipstream gates are aligned for deployment. The moment we reveal ourselves, it will be decisive." Elias turned to Lieutenant Mara Solon. "Lead the first wave. Remember, precision, efficiency, and discipline. The galaxy must see humanity as we are. Powerful, united, and intelligent. Our goal is not chaos, it is recognition and respect." Across hidden slipspace gates, humanity's fleets began to emerge. Thousands of ships, unseen for centuries, moved as one. Their engines bent space itself, allowing them to appear suddenly and unexpectedly at the borders of the Kaldrox Armada. The stars themselves seemed to respond, lights stretching and shimmering as the fleets materialized in formations that no other species could match. The Kaldrox commander, standing on the bridge of his flagship, froze. His fleet had been monitoring disturbances in the sector, but nothing prepared him for this. "What? What is this?" he whispered, fear creeping into his voice. "Where did they come from?" Elias's voice came over the comms, calm, steady, and unyielding. "We are humans. You thought we were gone. You thought we were weak. You were wrong. We have been forgotten. Yes, but we are not gone. Surrender now, or witness the power of a species you underestimated for too long." The Kaldrox fleet hesitated. Alien pilots exchanged nervous glances. Reports of strange technology, invisible interventions, and ghostly rescues had circulated for months. Now the truth stood before them: humans were alive, and they were more advanced than any species could imagine. Elias ordered the first maneuvers. Human ships did not fire carelessly. They did not attack recklessly. They used precision and strategy. Gravity-bending engines allowed them to shift positions instantly, creating illusions of hundreds of ships where there were only tens. Shields bent energy attacks harmlessly, and drones neutralized weapons without destroying lives unnecessarily. The Kaldrox commander barked orders, but panic had already taken root. "They are everywhere. They appear and disappear. Our weapons are useless." Humanity's strategy was not to destroy, at least not entirely, but to demonstrate dominance. Fleets moved like a living organism, anticipating attacks before they occurred, saving civilians and prisoners caught in crossfire, and dismantling aggressive maneuvers with surgical efficiency. Every action sent a clear message: humans were alive, humans were powerful, and humans would not be ignored. Across the galaxy, other species watched in awe and fear. The stories of ghostly saviors, once dismissed as myth, were now reality. Humans, thought extinct, had returned not as refugees or victims, but as leaders with the power to shape events on a galactic scale. Elias directed the fleets to protect the border systems first. Refugees and vulnerable planets were shielded from harm, earning quiet gratitude from species that had never seen humans before. Yet even these acts of protection were carefully calculated, leaving the galaxy aware of an extraordinary presence without giving away the full extent of human power. Within the Kaldrox Armada, confusion reigned. Commanders argued, fleets hesitated, and mistakes multiplied. Humanity did not exploit these mistakes through brute force alone. Instead, they observed, corrected, and guided. The Dominion had underestimated a species that had spent centuries perfecting patience, strategy, and intelligence. On Nova Haven, the Human Council monitored the operations. "They are beginning to understand," Dr. Kalen said. "Fear is spreading, but so is respect. They will not forget this day, and neither will the galaxy." Elias smiled faintly. "We do not seek to conquer through terror. We seek recognition. They must know we exist. They must know we cannot be ignored. And they must understand that humanity, once forgotten, now leads the way." Hours passed. The Kaldrox commander attempted a retreat, but human forces anticipated every move. Using slipstream gates and gravity maneuvers, the humans positioned themselves to cut off escape routes. Every retreat was met with precise containment, yet casualties were minimized. The galaxy was being taught a lesson not through annihilation, but through mastery and restraint. Finally, the Kaldrox commander surrendered. We did not understand. We underestimated them. They are invincible." Elias responded calmly. "We are not invincible. We are human, and you are lucky we are restrained. Remember this day. Tell your people that humanity is alive, strong, and united. Let it guide your future choices." The surrender sent shockwaves across nearby sectors. Alien empires paused, unsure whether to attack, negotiate, or flee. Humanity's sudden emergence had changed the balance of power. Stories of the lost humans had been dismissed for millennia, but now, the galaxy faced the undeniable truth. Across Nova Haven, citizens celebrated quietly. Ships returned to hidden ports, systems powered down for efficiency, and civilians prepared for the next stage. Humanity had made its presence known without sparking chaos. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of a species thought extinct. And now respect, fear, and curiosity spread in equal measure. Elias addressed the council one last time that evening. "The shadows have served their purpose. The galaxy now knows we exist. We have proven our strength without destroying unnecessarily. The next step is to guide, protect, and build. Humanity will not dominate through fear, but through wisdom, strategy, and unity. Our rise has begun, and it will not stop." Dr. Kalen smiled. The legends were true, after all. Humanity was never defeated. We were silent, but patient. And now, the galaxy remembers us. That memory will shape everything to come. Elias looked out at the stars from the observation tower. Below him, Nova Haven glowed like a beacon of hope and power. Across the galaxy, species once arrogant and dismissive now trembled at the presence of humanity. But Elias did not feel triumph alone, he felt responsibility. Humanity's rise was not for revenge or conquest. It was for survival, for recognition, and for the future. Lieutenant Mara Solon joined him silently. "Do you think they will ever accept us?" she asked. Elias shook his head, a faint smile on his lips. Some will resist. That is the nature of the galaxy. But we have endured worse. Humanity has been underestimated, forgotten, and hunted. We have survived it all. They will learn to respect us, or they will learn why they should have never doubted humanity in the first place. As the twin moons of Nova Haven reflected against the dark sky, the first ships of humanity's fleets returned from their patrols. Every mission, every rescue, every display of calculated power had been a message. Humanity was alive. Humanity was united. Humanity had risen from the shadows. The galaxy had long forgotten them. But now, humanity would be remembered, and humanity would shape the stars. From the shadows to the light, from myth to reality, from forgotten to dominant, the rise of humanity had begun. And the galaxy would never be the same again. Elias whispered to himself, a vow carried to the distant reaches of space. We are here. We are alive, and we will endure. Humanity has risen. The galaxy will remember.